All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Cheetah
and the cheese.
We are here in week 17, 1 week away from playoffs. A lot at stake for some teams, a lot not at stake for some teams. You know, Cheese over here getting me in all these picks the past few weeks. I guess he knows how to pick December football. But he's actually up. We will restart it for the playoffs just so, we don't have to keep beating our head against the wall of a score that I'll never recover from. So I got to make it new. Anyways.
So that means I'm the regular season champ. Let's go.
Yeah, unless I pick 9 different from you this week, which I might try to do that.
Okay.
So, all right, so here we go. First matchup of the day, we got the Cardinals versus the Rams, NFC West. This is a big one for the Cardinals because they could possibly see their way out if a couple other things happen and if they don't win. So if they win, they're basically in. If they lose, man, that's a good football team not making playoffs in my opinion. And the Rams, they've been struggling the past 2 weeks. They lost to the Jets. They lost to the Seahawks. What kind of Rams football team are you expecting, Choose?
A little bit more better than what we've seen. They're going to come out and they're going to fight, and it's a weird matchup, I think, with their offense that, the Cardinals that's going to be going against the Cardinals defense. The Cardinals defense is, like we've seen, it's had games where they look extremely good, that they can build on things, and they have some games where it's just like, all right, where are these guys at? So I think the matchup wise, they got that defense, but you got a guy like Kyle Murray, all right, he can evade. When he's on, he can evade. All right, so now you can kind of take that big time man defensive tackle out of the question, more so than you could with other teams. And so, they'll have to do that and utilize that and, figure out what they can do to beat them that way. You still got one of the best corners, on that defense for the Rams that are going to be sitting there trying to pick things apart. But, he's got to be over Hopkins, and that leaves Larry open. I think it's going to be a dogfight. I think this one is not going to be a blowout by either side. I think it's going to be a really good game, honestly. But I'm going to have to go, man. I'm going to have to go Cardinals on this one. I said DeAndre Hopkins has to find a way to make plays and put the team on his back, man.
Yeah, I definitely think the offense needs to keep putting points on the board. The Rams have been struggling. They're down to their second-string quarterback. But the Rams are already basically in the playoffs. And going with the second-string quarterback, if you're the Rams, no Jared Goff, I'd like to see kind of what this backup does with Sean McVay's offense. Jared Goff struggles and doesn't make some of the right decisions in certain scenarios, but I want to see what this backup. If you're a good backup, you're over there prepping every single day of practice. You're over there every weekend, knowing the calls, knowing kind of where your OC is going to put you, so you get a feel for the game. If you're a good backup, So I think that might revitalize kind of this offense too, because I think Sean McVay does a good job of putting people into good positions, and that defense is still the top passing defense in the league, no matter if they lost to Seattle or the Jets past 2 weeks. They're still holding people to 20, 23 or less points and still losing. They just need to figure it out on the offensive side. Cam Akers is back healthy as a running back, and I don't know. I'm ready to see it. This one I'll pick different with you because I do believe in that defense. I'm going with the Rams and see if I can come back for that regular season trophy. Big implications this week though, getting into the playoffs for the Cardinals. Next game, we got to talk about the Dolphins versus the Bills. Not too much the Bills could lose from losing because they're still in the playoffs, maybe a home game. But if Pittsburgh handles Cleveland, then the Bills might not get that home field advantage anyways. So Dolphins on the outside looking in. Again, this is why these are key matchups. Dolphins got a good defense. Tua is the lone guy because I think Fitzpatrick ended up testing positive for COVID. So it's going to have to be his show this week versus a pretty dang good Bills defense. What you thinking, Chiefs?
And I hope it's just to the point where it's like, hey, we're already making the playoffs. We'll let some other guys go in. If I can get the full 100% Bulls team or the Bills team and the full 100% Dolphins team, I'd have to go with the Bills right now. The Bills are playing lights out, and it's Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. they're connecting way too much, and the run game is starting to get established as well. And like you've said multiple times, man, Josh Allen he's an improviser. And he's a very, very good improviser. I mean, he could roll out and see something way downfield, and he also has the arm to sling a bomb across hash. So stuff like that's extremely hard. Miami does have a good defense, but Bills' defense is not shabby at all. So if they can get some pressure on Tua and get him kind of flustered against, because he's going to have to keep up with the pace in my mind in that game, because the Bills are going to score. And I'm not saying every possession, but they are definitely going to score. So if, that's a lot of pressure to be able to come back. And if they're trailing in any of that game, okay, they scored. Now it's on me. Now I got to make sure that we can go down and score. Okay, they scored again. It just keeps going over and over like a revolving door. Then I would definitely I'm going to take the Bills on this one for sure.
And I think it'll be interesting, too, how they manage the players, because if you are, like you said, already making playoffs, you're going to see some of those backups get in. Josh Allen goes in. You could treat this like a preseason first half kind of thing. You do what you can do just to make sure you don't lose a week of not doing nothing, and then you let those backups get in and get those reps just to get prepared for this cold weather, for the playoffs. So they get that PT and don't get like, oh, this is my first time out there, and then, poop a brick. I think it's going to be another good one, because I think the Dolphins, offensively, they're just not capable of scoring that many points, but they do a very, very good job of taking care of the football, burning the clock, establishing a run game, and then they hit those dinks and dunks with Tua. But I'm excited to see if the Bills play actually real press and try to take away the underneath and not get beat deep, because they do have good speed on the edges at their cornerback position.
Yeah.
Or do they get those younger guys reps, again, on the defensive side as well? That's going to be something that's going to be interesting to see. I'm going Bills. I don't think the Dolphins can manage. The Bills are my pick to win the Super Bowl this year. I'm going out on them and just go ahead and putting that out there. Bills all the way, baby. I'm not picking against them, so yeah. We're both picking those Bills, boy. Next key matchup, we got the Steelers versus the Browns. I'm going to let you go ahead and tell me what you're thinking, because I know Big Ben's not playing. Mason Rudolph's getting a start.
I mean, that hurts them. And we've seen them get beat by some very, very lower than mediocre teams in this league. And then now you're taking away Big Ben. And it's not like you're putting in somebody, in my opinion, that's like, oh, kid, we've been waiting to see what this kid can do. I bet he can tear it up like a Hurts or something like that. I think the Browns are a little bit pissed off, and they have to play, and they have to find these ways to win. And if they can just not play stupid ball for all 4 quarters, just get a legit 4-quarter logistical mindset game. Like just go out there and play like you're supposed to play. Nothing too less, nothing too high, and go out and win the game. And I think they can do that against the Steelers, because the Steelers we've seen them do it when they've had Big Ben. Now they're not having Big Ben. I'm not big on Kyle Rudolph, so I definitely go with the Browns on this. I'm going to go with the Browns on this one. Run game. That defense is so good too. It's going to be a battle between that defense and that offense. If Baker Mayfield and them can start finding ways to get some points on the board, they'll wind up winning this game if they can open some lanes and put their ball players in it.
Well, I'll tell you this: you're going with the Browns.
Yeah,
they are at home, so they've been playing very, very well at home. They lost to the Jets last week, which I said in the last thing that we talked about, that they're still the Browns. They're known to blow these kind of games, and they're going to blow it. They could have just sealed the deal for their playoff run. But now they got to get it done in week 17, and there's 3 teams that could possibly be on the outside looking in. The Colts are 10 wins. Ravens are 10 wins. Dolphins are 10 wins. The freaking Browns are 10 wins. So Browns lose this one. They got to have some losses from the Colts. And they lost the tiebreaker with the Ravens. And then the Dolphins, I don't know if they hold that tie either. So that's going to be interesting to see how this AFC pans out, especially you'll probably know by the end of the 10 o'clock games, because a couple of these teams do play early in the morning. And if they win, hey, they're in. If they lose, hey, now you're basically in if you win. Yeah. So that's be interesting to see. This is a reunion between Myles Garrett and Mason Rudolph. How that guy is still in
I
the league.
think something that somebody was gonna, instead of a helmet, he was gonna give Myles Garrett a twisted T.
Yeah. So that's not good for that. But I hope nothing like that escalates to something as drastic as it did last year. That would be bad again and not good for the Browns. Playoff chances, they might have some crazy thing happen to them if they make playoffs and get ejected, basically. I don't know. Anyways, that's enough of that one. Steelers already in the playoffs. They've already won the NFC North, so they will for sure get a home game. The next key matchup, we got the Cowboys versus the Giants. Okay, this is a big one because the NFC East is still up for grabs after all these weeks. If the Cowboys win and the football team loses, the Cowboys are in. If they both win, the Cowboys are in. If the Washington football team loses and the Cowboys lose this one, the Washington football team will still make the playoffs. So it's got a lot of win or go home kind of mentality for those Cowboys, and they've started to pick it up with Andy Dalton throwing to these wideouts and Zeke not fumbling the football. The Giants been playing awful on offense side of the ball, and then just nothing clicking. Jason Garrett's not the guy. Freddie Kitchens called a terrible game versus the Browns with what opportunity he had, but for this one, I think the Cowboys do end up getting it done versus a weak Giants team. Their defense is probably their strongest point in this matchup, but it's just not going to be enough. Dallas is pretty hungry, sniffing the playoff chances right here. Cheese, what you think about this one?
100% exactly agree with what you said, and they got the weapons, and it looks like with all the binks and bangs that they've had through this season, they're kind of like, all right, let's hold our breath. We've been playing really bad. We have a chance to make it to the playoffs. It's right here in front of us, and I think that's what I seen when they played last week, because they played good. I mean, they beat the hell out of the Eagles, and I think they're finding their. I mean, like you said, they're hungry. They're finding their rhythm, and they're finding what they need to do when they need to do it. Maybe cut some things down in the playbook, and let's run our basic stuff. Let's just go out here and take our athletes on their athletes, and let's do our basic stuff and not get too complicated with anything. And if they could do that, then that team can be scary at times. You know, defensive backfield scares me a little bit, but the fact of the matter is they're not facing any receiver in my mind that's going to hurt them over top for anything like that. So I don't really worry about the Cowboys really in any aspect. I think they go in there and get it done too, man. I think, like you said, I think they're hungry, and they're ready to rock and roll. And I called this. Yeah, I called this a few days ago. I was like, all right, if they beat these guys, they got to beat the Giants. Yep, they'll beat the Giants. So I'm still riding with that. I got Dallas on this.
Yeah, I'm not going to sway from you. I just want to ride the momentum. And the Cowboys are, I think, more of a playoff contender than the Washington football team offensively. That defense, like you said, has some question marks. Which is going to bring us to the Washington football team versus the Eagles. You know, we got the Eagles, Jalen Hurts playing the Cowboys. They got slapped. He did turn the ball over 3 times. He lost 2 fumbles and threw a pick. I'm pretty sure it could have been the other way around, but yeah, you got to take care of the football, young buck. I still like you. I still think that he's the guy over there in Philly. It's at home in Philly, and the football team has a pretty dang good defense, but will it be enough to overcome this young, beat-up Eagles team? So they've got a lot of starters out. I think you're looking at it right now. And Jalen Hurts is going to have to rally the troops with what he's got and see what happens. He has scored a lot of points in college. He scored a lot of points here in the league. He kind of got held to 17 last week, but he's still a dynamic playmaker. And I think that they have the edge over the football team, and the football team loses out on the playoffs because the Cowgirls win.
Yeah, and they are letting Alex Smith go ahead and ride and play that game, but I see Hurts coming back out there, man. I think he has a great game. I think he shows off that he has a great game. He has a fun game on top of that, and I think the Eagles, not even too much to talk into it, I think the Eagles take care of these guys very well. I think they take care of the Washington football team. And like you said, kind of crush the Washington football team's dream, for making the playoffs. But yeah, I'm going with the Eagles, man. The Eagles got some sneaky little people on defense. They got some guys that you can get the ball to out in open field that can utilize and make big plays. And you also got Hurts that you were talking about. He did flunk last game, but we did see him when he came in, like from the end of the Green Bay Packer game and then that next game where he won it. That looked very good. Very good. All right, now if that Jalen Hurts comes again and plays against the Washington football team, then I definitely pick the Eagles on that one.
Yeah, well, just to make it interesting, because I'm already 9 down, I'm going to pick the football team. But I do think that the Eagles will do pretty good. But who knows? The Washington football team could cause those turnovers with Chase Young, strip sack, fumble for a touchdown, get ahead early, and then put the pressure on. Real nice. So I'm excited for a good game right there, even though it's the NFC East. I'm excited to see kind of how the playoff situation ends up, and do these guys actually make a run for the Super Bowl or not? And when they get in, they're going to be playing at home, no matter what. And that's a pretty big advantage, especially in some of these places. Next one, the key matchup, the last one that we're going to talk about, we got the Packers versus the Bears. This is a big one for the Bears. These are these other guys on the NFC that's on the outside looking in. If the Arizona Cardinals lose, then they can win and be in, and the Cardinals are out. So I think the Bears come in with some vengeance as well, because they already lost the first matchup between you guys, right? And then Mitch Trubisky's over here pretty much on fire. They've got established a running game so far with David Montgomery the past 3 weeks. They've got a lot to lose, a lot to gain. If they win and the Cardinals win, hey, it was a good run. But at the end of the day, you got to control what you can control, and that's to win this football game in front of you. I'm going to pick the Bears because I know you're going to pick the Packers.
Yeah.
And I'm just hoping that defense shows up and kind of, or Aaron Rodgers even sits. So tell me what you're thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go with Green Bay. I don't think that they pull or try to do too much of anything with people. Of course, I think they will. I think like A.J. Dillon, that big running back that went off last game, the rookie from Boston College, I think he'll get majority of the touches, which he needs to be. Aaron Rodgers will stick in there for a little bit. We might see a little bit of Jordan Love. Who knows? We ain't seen it yet. But, I don't even want to talk about that. But I don't think Green Bay has a problem with crushing Chicago's dreams because, they can't stand them. The big thing about this, and I don't know if you even heard it, but our best all-pro left tackle, David Bakhtiari, tore his ACL. He's out for the rest of the season.
That's a big loss for Aaron, dude.
It's the biggest loss. It's almost like it's between him and Devontae Adams, like for Aaron Rodgers, like that big of a loss. We could find other people to run and stuff like that, but that dude's an animal. He's made a lot of plays for the Green Bay Packers that a lot of people don't understand and look at because nobody watches the linemen, and I get that. But that dude's a legit ball player, and so he is out for the season. So we're gonna have to figure out, readjust, and probably what our head coach has done multiple times is he's taken still like our starting five and then just pieced them and moved them.
Yeah.
All right. So look for Billy Turner to be over there, the big African American guy with the long dreads. I think he'll step in and he'll do a good job there, and they'll find somebody that they can squeak into that guard spot. But I'm going to go Green Bay. So hopefully I can get it done, man.
Yeah, I'll be seeing what they do with Aaron Rodgers and those starters as well, because if he gets hit a couple times, because Khalil Mack's bearing down on you, or Akeem Hicks.
Yeah.
Aaron, come out. We got to save the playoffs, buddy. This is a pointless game. Win when it matters. But that's going to do it for our key matchups. We are going to get into the weekly picks. Right now, I've already got 3 different on you, I think. But Cheese, go ahead and take it away.
All right. Let me see right here. All right. Let's go. Vikings at the Detroit Lions.
Vikings.
Detroit Lions. You going Vikings?
Yeah. Kirk has a lot to prove.
Yeah, and Lions are not doing too well at all. Falcons at the Bucks.
I think Tom Brady goes and smashes the Falcons again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tampa too. Jets and the Patriots.
This is interesting because the Jets have won 2 in a row, and I don't think Patriots are doing too hot.
I'll help you. I'm gonna go Jets.
I picked the Patriots the last 3 weeks, and I've lost all 3 of those picks. Let's go with lucky number 4. I'm going Patriots. If you pick the Jets, God, I could never pick the Jets.
All right, Dolphins and Bills. We already talked about that. I'm going Bills.
Yeah, Bills.
All right, Steelers and Browns. I'm going Browns.
Yeah. Did I pick this one different? I don't even think I picked. I don't know. This one's a tough one because I do think Pittsburgh's defense is pretty good, and they play Cleveland very well. Oh, Cleveland! I want to see you in the playoffs too. Let's go. Yeah, I'm going Brownies.
Okay. Cowboys and Giants. I'm going Cowboys.
Cowboys get it done, make the playoffs. NFC East is up for grabs.
Woo!
Juan, where you at?
Yeah. Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals.
Cincinnati's been hot too.
Ravens.
Oh yeah, Ravens got to win, and if they lose this one, they could be on the outside looking in. Yep. Ravens got to win.
All right, Jags and Colts. I'm going to go Colts.
Yeah, Colts run game was too much for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's all they really need to do. And
Speaking
they can say somebody else, and then to just hand the ball off, and Rivers don't even have to play.
Yeah, speaking of the Jags, dude, Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields? Real quick.
It would be Fields to the Jets and Trevor Lawrence to the Jags.
I don't think the Jets draft a quarterback now that they lost out of it. But yeah, I
did it here first.
I think Trevor goes to the Jags for sure.
He's going to the Jags, and Fields is going to New York Jets.
If he drops to Carolina, that'll be good. I'll take him.
All right, y'all need to just at least pick up like Trask or something that will fall somewhere. Y'all can pick them up. All right, Titans and Texans. Titans at Houston. Got to go with the Titans.
You ain't got to do nothing. That's the division matchup, dude. And the Houston Texans are playing for pride now. And, J.J. Watt just came out to the media and was saying, if you ain't here every single week giving fans what they like, then well, no, screw you here. And he walked off the stage. So that was pretty cool to see.
That was cool. He's saying that for a reason because it is ass right there right now.
Yeah, I'm going Houston just to try to catch up, dude.
Okay.
Go Deshaun Watson. He's actually the third passer in the league this year behind Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. All right, it's Josh Allen first. Josh Allen's the number one quarterback in the league right now. I love that.
Cardinals and Rams. We talked about that one. I went Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm going Rams. I got to get it done.
All right, Saints at the Panthers. Going Saints.
I'm going Carolina, baby, because it's in Carolina. Drew Brees might not play as much. And Taysom Hill, we have a good defense. I like our defense. We're young. Brian Burns is actually going to be out or doubtful. So that sucks on the pass rush. But we do have Yetur Gross-Matos, who's got like a 79% tackle rate. I was reading this earlier, and he leads all rookies. So we cashed in with that second-round pick, that guy from Penn State. Shout out to Butters. He does the social media over
there. McCaffrey. Is he still out?
Yeah, he's out. I don't think they let him play. He's over there living his life with Olivia Culpo. Not a bad life to live. But, yeah, I'm going Carolina. Teddy's revenge, dude. It's his revenge game, and he sucked the first time they played.
All right, Packers, Bears. I'm going Packers.
Bears. Go Bears.
The Bears. All right, Chargers against the Chiefs.
With all the backups for the Chiefs? Yes. Chargers. I'm going Chargers.
They are about to play hella backups.
I've already locked in the number one seed. They don't care.
I'll still go Chiefs. That'll help you out. I'll go opposite of you just because. I'll go Chiefs.
Thanks.
All right. Seattle and the 49ers. I'm going Seattle.
Another divisional matchup. 49ers just always hurt, it feels like. And Seattle has been struggling, too. They just beat the Rams, which is a good football team. But, yeah, I think Seattle throws it all over them. I'm going Seattle. I ain't going different. I'll just try to bring it closer.
All right, let's go Raiders at Broncos. I'm going with the Raiders.
Yeah, Broncos, man, I thought they would come in last week in a divisional matchup versus the Chargers, and it ended up only scoring 16 points. Melvin Gordon couldn't get anything going. Jerry Jeudy had a ton of drops.
Yep.
I'm going Broncos. I'm going to go different. I think the Raiders blew their load last week versus the Dolphins and ended up still losing. So I think that kind of sinks in on them, and they lose focus, and the Broncos come in and win.
All right, last one. Washington versus Philadelphia Eagles. And you know, I picked the Eagles.
I'm going football team. So there's like 8 of them. I'm different on you, I think. Hopefully I can make it a respectable, not 10 plus losses to you. Cheese.
Yeah. You know, but hey, it's all right. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, well, we do appreciate you guys again coming in, tuning in live to Cheetah and the Cheese. It is the end of the regular season. We're going to change it up for the playoffs. Make sure you tune in next week. We're going to change our start time on Friday. Saturday, we'll have games, so I want you guys to actually see what we say about the playoffs. So Friday, we're going to probably later too. I don't know. It's up to Cheese whenever we can actually air again. Because Friday after me, I'll be done at 2, which is 5 p.m. East Coast time. So, yeah, you let me know. We'll keep you providing with information and content, so make sure you tune in with us. We try to keep it real for you guys.
And watch those college football games today. Go watch Carolina. Go watch Carolina win one tonight.
I took them at +9.
But besides that, gotta give them some good vibes, baby. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all be safe.